Earth, our beautiful planet, our home. The Earth has been around for over 4 billion years, and humans around for less than 1% of that time. It's natural that we have more interaction with our species than others, but because of this isolation, we have created systemic habits and lifestyles that are killing our planet. We're in a revolutionary period where we can get items shipped to us the same day while doing all our shopping from our couch, barely lifting a finger. But with the press of a button, you can accidentally contribute to exploitation of workers, toxic chemicals being released into the environment, and major landfill waste. How did we get here? I'd like to go as far back as World War II. The consumer boom that occurred after World War II had a significant impact on spending culture, which can still be observed today. During this period, consuming spending in the U.S. and other countries increased as the economy recovered from war and people had more disposable income. One of the key factors that contributed to the consumer boom was the shift in societal attitudes towards consumption, and this is something we have not gotten away from. Consumer spending was no longer seen as indulgent, something you shouldn't do, but a patriotic duty and a way to support economic recovery. The American consumer was praised as a patriotic citizen, and mass consumption was seen as essential for economic growth. The mindset of more, newer, and better became ingrained in the culture and continues to influence spending habits today. This, along with the advertising boom of the 1950s, created a headspace where anyone can consume without consequences for the right price. This intense consumer culture that emerged during this time continues to shape our society's values, behaviors, and attitude around consumption. To keep this engine running, companies intentionally plan obsolescence of their products by changing how they look, such as the fashion industry, or updating the design or software of products and discontinuing support for older models. Prices are kept artificially low because the real costs of their creation, which should include their environmental and social justice impacts, are not figured in. So we keep buying, and as a result, only 1% of stuff is still in use 6 months from its purchase. Overconsumption contributes to increased resource use and pollutant emissions, which exacerbate global climate change and other sustainability issues. The extraction of natural resources and the generation of waste associated with consumerist lifestyle contribute to environmental pollution. Our carbon footprint is increased as consumption increases, and greenhouse gas emissions increase as well. For example, the reliance on automobiles for transportation contributes to pollution and fossil fuel consumption, and yet we're pushed to purchase cars over use public transportation. And overconsumption results in the generation of large amounts of waste. The production, packaging, and disposal of consumer goods contribute to landfill and waste pollution. Not to mention resource depletion, social and health impacts. It's important to note that overconsumption and its environmental consequences are not solely the responsibility of individuals. Structural economic growth imperatives and cultural factors also play a significant role. Addressing overconsumption requires collective action, including changes in production systems, cultural norms, and policy frameworks. To combat this problem and see a light at the end of the tunnel of overconsumption, it's important to support competition. Encourage and support competition in the market by choosing products from smaller, independent companies. By diversifying your purchases, you can help create a more competitive environment and reduce the dominance of monopolies. Consumer awareness is important as well, to stay informed about the practices and impacts of different companies and their products. Choose and research companies that prioritize sustainability, environmental responsibility, and ethical practices. There's plenty out there, and they're really easy to find. They're using it on their packaging because this is something we need to look at now. Use your voice to advocate for policies and regulations that promote fair competition. Engage with companies. Express your concerns and expectations regarding their environmental impact and sustainability practices. Support initiatives that aim to promote fair competition, reduce pollution, and address climate change. Collective efforts, including government regulations, corporate responsibility, and consumer activism, are necessary for creating lasting change. Remember, every small action counts, and by making conscious choices, putting your money where your mouth is, you can contribute to a more sustainable and equitable future.